Hello everybody, Joe Clone here, back again with another LEGO Marvel custom mock build review video. In today's video, I will be reviewing a LEGO Marvel custom build that I have already attempted once and have posted a video about it once on this channel, but I am back with my second attempt, and it is improved in every single way. It is not flimsy, it is just better looking, there is no illegal building techniques, it is just completely improved. And what is completely improved? This is my LEGO Marvel Moonknight Mooncopter custom build. Oh yes, we all love Moonknight, and this is just a set that I want LEGO to make, but they probably won't because it's pretty obscure vehicle in Marvel. But, I mean, as you know, Joe Clone does it himself. So before we start breaking down the build, I just want to give my inspiration for attempting this a second time. Number one was because the original build I dropped completely on the floor and it completely got destroyed. But really, like, a major part of that was that build was just so flimsy, so, like, even if I picked it up, it would just fall apart sometimes because I used the Hall of Armor slot pieces, like the slot that each suit goes into, like how they're connected if you have that set by those clips. I was using that to get the arch shape of the Mooncopter, and the builds on top of it were just so illegally, like, it was so egregious that I don't even want to mention it. But it's just night and day. Funny little moon pun there with this new build. And yeah, no one also really, I don't really see like many attempts at this. I only saw one other like content creator on YouTube even attempt the Mooncopter, so I just wanted to, update something that is pretty like rare to see out there on YouTube, especially in the LEGO Marvel realm. So yeah, just my inspiration for attempting this a second time, and I am so happy that I did, because I really just, I wanted to build this in like the way that like modern LEGO sets are built, where they're all tiled off and smooth, and they're also very, very sturdy. So I'm just happy with how this turned out. Right off the bat, to break down the start of the build, everything is smoothed off. There is no stud showing on top, because if you look at the Mooncopter from the comics, everything is just so sleek and smooth. There's actually a bunch of different Mooncopters that Moonknight has flown over the years, but this one is based off of the Mooncopter that Moonknight flies during the Dark Reign storyline in the Marvel Comics. It's my favorite version of the ship, and I think it's an underrated Marvel vehicle because it's just so cool. And like I said earlier in the video, only me and one other LEGO content creator on YouTube have even attempted this, so just very cool. We're gonna just spin it around here, and you can see I really just was going for that arched moon shape, crescent shape, because duh, Moonknight. Here's the back. We have the main engine, and it's simple, but again, this ship is not a big ship. It's really a one-man ship. It's sort of like similar in size to the Batwing that Batman flies around in. So not a big ship, but still have a nice engine here. Here's some more of the underside, and I'm going to take it off the stand so we could see more of that underside right now. Now that we have a better view of the underside of the ship, I used some pieces like this reverse slope piece right here, and even as you'll see in a second me point out the white ski pieces, I use those to really just make the shape look more rounded. From, as you will see in a second, the way I hold it, like, look at that, the shaping just looks way more rounded, because you're really not gonna see like the underside of the ship when this thing is on display, or if you're just playing around with it. So that's really why I chose those pieces, and I love how it turned out. I think it looks so good. now, as you can see, I have some more engines here because this ship could hover. So these next two engines that I point out right there are the hover engines, and we also have some weaponry, of course. As you can see, I have brought back the legendary flick-fire missiles. Yes, flick-fire missiles, the best thing that the new Lego Star Wars Smart Play sets have reintroduced. But yeah, some flick-fire missiles because I love them, and we have these two guns that I just pointed out right there. I wanted the guns to be exposed, but the missiles really aren't, and as you can see right there, like, they're pretty much very hidden from the top down, and I love how they look. They don't break up the shaping of the ship at all. Just really an awesome job. Not to pat myself on the back. Some more translucent pieces there just to show some power, I guess, of the ship, and it just looks so awesome, and it's so sturdy. As you can see, I'm shaking it around here, and it's not falling apart. So great. Literally, I just wanted to show you it in hand, just to give you like sort of a scale and just how sturdy it really is, and just how awesome it is, right? Just look at this thing, so cool. I feel like I could throw it like it's one of Moonknight's crescent blades, but just such a fun little build here. The cockpit piece is actually, I think, a piece from the original Imperial Dropship Battle Pack, so very cool to implement that here. I think it looks great for what I was going for with this ship. I just love the angles of the front here, how they sort of just all meet in the middle. And speaking of the front, again, we have just this slope right here that perfectly meets with the cockpit piece, and it just looks so snug and looks so good from head on. Really no gaps in between the bricks, but this thing is just so awesome. Let's put it back on the spin plate. Here it is on the spin plate, on the stand. And speaking of the stand, that was actually the hardest part of the build for me. It took me like an entire day to figure that out, and I'm still not really happy with it, but I think it actually looks good, and it's just such a sleek build. I really wanted to just capture how smooth, how sleek, and how like sharp, I guess, that it looks. And for the stand, I really just wanted it like at an angle for display, just so it looks like it's swooping in like I see it on the comic book pages. And this thing is just so awesome. Just look how smooth that thing is. Also, building in all white is really difficult because the thing is like actually chrome in the comics, but I'll use white because of Moonknight. And it's just so awesome that I even get to do a custom build with Moonknight as the sort of center theme of it for Lego Marvel, because it's really an idea that you really never see on YouTube. Again, it's just me and one other guy who have attempted this, so just such a cool and unique idea that I am just so happy that I get to put on display on here for you. Just so awesome as it swoops on by on the spin plate. Let's now check out the interior. Moving on to the interior, we're actually gonna take the ship off the stand here, and it actually just sits on this hinge piece really, which just sort of just sits on the top of the stand, so it's at that swooping angle. And the stand, very simple. I don't know why it took me so long to build, but all right. And this thing is just so fun. It's so swooshable, as you can see me just playing around with it here. Just such a fun little build, just so smooth, hovering there, gunning people down. Just let your imagination go wild. This thing is just so fun. To finally get into the interior of the ship, you just take off the cockpit piece like that very easily. It connects to these two studs on the side, and I guess that's the one thing that I would do different, is to put a tile right there where those two studs are, just to cover them up, because the cockpit really only needs the two on the end as the connection point. Just one little thing I would change, and yeah, it's really just as simple as taking the top off. Lego Marvel sets really have been good recently with ships and just being able to take the tops off of the cockpits and just the interior in general to get inside. So I really wanted to implement that in this build, and that 1x2 rounded piece is just on the end there just to cover up the gap that I was just showing off. On the inside, we actually have like some control printed pieces, some dials, a classic lever piece, and even on the right there, that's actually a printed piece of the top of like a soda can, but I think it looks really good as a button. So I just a little, very detailed, but little interior, as you can see, moving it up close there. And I know what you're asking, can the actual Moonknight minifigure fit in this build? Because as you can see, we have Mr. Knight in here, but can the main Moonknight Mark Spector minifigure fit in my custom built Mooncopter? And I have the answer to that question. I will answer it right now. So here we have Moonknight, one of the best LEGO Marvel minifigures ever, and I know what you're thinking, that hood piece could be difficult for putting on this cockpit piece here to enclose the entire ship. Will it work? Will it work? We're gonna see right now. So here he goes. Sorry, Steven, but here he goes. Moonknight in the ship. Will the piece fit over? Will there be enough space? And touchdown. Perfectly fitting, because when I built this, I didn't build it with Mr. Knight in the driver's seat. I built it with Moonknight in the driver's seat, so there's enough space for the Moonknight figure with the hood on to be in the ship. And just look how awesome it looks with Mark Spector's Moonknight piloting the Mooncopter. So cool. And he's also not laying down like Lego Star Wars builds. He's perfectly upright, piloting the ship as he should. Just look how awesome that looks. So happy with this. So glad I took a second attempt at building this, because this is completely improved and so awesome, truly. And you know I had to put it back on the spin plate with Mark Spector Moonknight in the driver's seat. Just look how badass this thing looks. There's no other words. It is just badass. It's the best custom build of a Mooncopter you'll probably ever see in a while. And yeah, it's just so cool. I'm just so hyped with this build. It just is so cool. I'm so happy with it. Just look at that. Amazing. And to get it out in the open air, just to really show off the swooshability, like, this is what I wanted. Like, if this was an actual set, this is what I would want LEGO to do. Look how much fun I'm having fun watching me have fun with this thing. Hovering over the enemies that the LEGO Marvel heroes are facing off with. It's just so cool. Looks so good, performs so good. As you can see right here, I'm just gonna thrash it around just aggressively. Stays together, doesn't break apart in my hand. So awesome. And there it is. Had to leave Mark Spector in there for the final lineup. And this thing is just so awesome. I cannot stress it enough. I'm not just patting myself on the back. I just truly think it just looks so good. And I'm just so happy with it. It's just a unique build, again, that you really don't see a lot. And I like doing unique and different things. I really do. So I'm just so happy that this turned out really, really good. This was Joe Clone's LEGO Marvel custom built Moonknight Mooncopter. And as you know, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe. And I thank you for joining me on the journey. I really, really do. This was a LEGO Marvel custom build review video. I will see you in the next one, and peace.